Welcome to For the Fans. Welcome back. It is the West Coast Warriors, the 5 PMers. Kevin and CJ here. And today we have Sheldon.
From the
Sheldon, what's
East
going
Coast.
on?
I'm from the East Coast, but I love the West Coast, clearly.
Yes, good to have you, Sheldon. We haven't seen you in a little while. So good to see you back here on For the Fans. We got the black shirt gang here today. All of us wearing black shirts.
Yup.
If you're in the chat, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you talk in the chat. We love to see it. You know, we'd love to talk to the people in the chat. Let us know you're here. Tasha, she is here today. What is going on, Tasha? Good to see you.
Tasha's a lifer on For the Fans. We love her.
She loves to watch the 5 PMers, man. I told you, Sheldon, she's a big fan.
Okay, but let's just be clear. The 5 PMers are now at 7 PM.
Okay, so we are still the 5 PMers because we watched the 5. We have to watch the 8 PM showing at 5 p.m. of the show. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Do
Before
you
we
know
were
how hard
also
it is to
going
watch
on,
the 8 p.m. show at 5?
Okay.
Yeah,
It's not easy.
it's not. We got to find a feed. We got to get it going. It's illegal, and then
It's illegal.
yeah,
It's
because
not illegal, it's just frowned upon.
You know, it's illegal because we're like finding like
It's illegal.
online streams and stuff and everything.
Yep.
It's a lot.
The
Okay,
worst part
well,
is the websites that I normally use have all gone down since last year. And like every
Oh,
year,
that's
I find the
illegal.
sites that work. And then, so like you find a site and it has like a New York feed or an Atlanta feed or whatever, because you get the local commercials and the local news at 10, blah, 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 blah. And then you use that site all year. And then the next year it's down. And then you got to find
Yeah.
a new site. So it takes weeks sometimes.
The worst part is that like we only do it during Big Brother time. So this stuff could have went down in December. I don't know. I wasn't watching.
And a lot of times it does go down then because it usually goes down during football season because people are trying to watch their home team without paying for Sunday ticket.
Right. And so then it just stayed up. Like, so if you're like a Dolphins fan, but you live in like San Diego, you're trying to watch this feed from like Miami, and then all of a sudden in the middle of the season, someone realizes, oh, you're watching this for free. Then they shut it down so that you cannot watch the like local Miami news. Well, that same feed during Big Brother time is what Kevin and CJ were using to watch Big
Are you
Brother.
trying to say that more people watch football than Big Brother?
Surprise, surprise, Sheldon. Yes, in the States, more people watch football than
Do
Big
more-
Brother.
Do more people watch Canadian football than watch Canadian Big Brother?
Absolutely not.
Well, no, more people watch Canadian football because Canadian Big Brother is off. Big Brother Canada is off the air.
Actually, probably the answer to that, CJ, is it depends what province you're in, because there are some provinces that are really into the CFL. So, like, if
There
you're
you
in
go.
Saskatchewan, there's probably per capita more people watching. Nobody, Tasha doesn't want to listen to this. What are you talking about?
Okay,
all
one last
part
thing
of it.
about Canadian football, because I learned this last week. Apparently, if you miss a field goal but you kick it out of the back of the end zone, you still get 1 point.
Don't ask me. Do I look like I watch football?
That wasn't a question, that was a statement.
I broke an arm playing football, and then I became an actor. Like, it finished. It finished real quick.
Sheldon is hockey only, and then American sports, like whatever the main American thing is going on. He'll watch that.
Not really. I don't like football. I don't like football.
No.
I like basketball. and the playoffs.
Basketball. He'll watch basketball. We've had
I'm good.
extensive
I'm
talks
good
about
with basketball and baseball if the Raptors or the Jays are in, but other than that, it's hockey.
It's hockey.
I'm not here to talk
Hockey
about
all
the Jays, they just swept the Giants.
Thank you. It was fun. I like the scores coming in on my phone. It was great. I didn't watch a second of it, but when the Jays win, it's like, wow, we did something good at least once.
I'm glad that's a great segue because you know who didn't do something good?
Oh
Vince.
God, Zay.
Vince HOH.
That
leaves
Vince,
us-
you mean?
So this is what we're doing on this since we're doing one show a week. We're going to be talking about the week that just happened as well as setting up the week and what's to come. So for our first big thing this week, we're going to finish up talking about Vince's HOH. And usually we're going to probably start with the thing that we ended with because that's how we're going to like segue into the next. So last week we talked about Vince's HOH. Today we're going to pick it up talking about Vince's HOH because we last saw he had put up Ashley, not Kelly at the time, Ashley, Zay, and Amy. As we said in the spoiler section, for those that were still here, Ashley took herself down, and he put up his ally Kelly, which for whatever reason seemed like a good idea.
So I have a question because Kevin, you are a super fan. Like I've talked about before, I only watch till the people I like are gone. Has anyone ever, especially in the first week, put their final two on the block to hide the fact that they're working that closely together?
No.
So this season has been so funny right now because the amount of time, and not to talk about spoilers like too much at all because it's not really relevant to like the story, but they constantly are talking about who they want to see in jury. We have one vote down, okay, and they're talking about who's in jury. They're like you just said, Vince had his final two. He had already made a final two and then needed to hide the final two by putting her on the block. I don't know what stage of the game everyone's playing, but we're playing week 7, week 8.
So I'm watching the feeds on Friday morning while they're eating breakfast, and Mickey, Rachel, Amy, Lauren, and Morgan are all sitting in the bathroom on the couch, and they're talking about how many are going to be left in the jury and how they need to figure out who they want to sit next to. And I'm like, it's week 2, y'all. Dumb. It's dumb.
Let's talk about casting for a second. I haven't been here yet because the truth is there's a few really interesting people on this cast. There's some fun people, some different characters, but they're not gamers.
There's like no gamers.
Morgan is a professional gamer.
She's the only one.
She's the only one that is actually, I think, maybe playing this game outside of Rachel, which I don't even know if she's playing the game or if she's just bringing attitude. But I think that's just the way Rachel plays.
I feel like Rachel is letting other people play for her right now.
And that's fine. Like, she needs to do that. But what is with these choices of not having people who want to play the game and want to have people who are here for the camera? Like, what the hell is Jimmy doing with his Rachel Riley wannabe lines that aren't as good as Rachel Riley?
Well, that's the thing, though, right? There are some super fans. Like Tasha said, Lauren is a super fan, and she is, and she's playing like one. Adrian is a super fan, but he's young, and what I mean by that is that we've talked about on Survivor how me, Sheldon, CJ, we've talked about how we like the strategy part.
Yes.
But there are people that watch for the competitions. Adrian is young. He probably grew up watching and enjoying the competition. He built a wall. He had wall Wednesdays in his house where he built a wall, right? So the social part is the part that he never probably cared for. But unlike Survivor, that is most of Big Brother, is the social part. And so you have these people who are fans, a couple that are fans, but a lot of these that are not fans. I have to apologize to you two. I didn't know this, but I found this out through the feeds. Keanu has only watched compilations.
Wow. Yeah.
But that's not a shock. Right?
I'm not shocked because
I am shocked because he was pulling up deep cuts in his interview about players that were long ago, Kaser, Drew, like people that I thought he had watched the seasons because I said, oh, this dude's a fan. He's going to be a great gamer. No, he told Rachel, oh, I've only watched compilations and I heard you won.
Well, but is that a lie?
No.
So, but you see, based on his gameplay, that's not a shock to me.
Correct.
Right? That's
Correct.
not a shock to me. But as somebody who watches the show, and I'm going to put on I love the strategy part of Big Brother, that doesn't get me excited. Then I want to put on my other side of I'm just here to watch a fun summer show. I would rather watch somebody make a beautiful pass and score a goal than somebody try to make a beautiful pass.
Yes.
So
I
like
get it.
I don't get it. I don't get it from a casting perspective. Give me people who are going to be Connor McDavid. Give me people who are going to try to be LeBron James and are almost like, give me something. Come on.
Yeah. And this, and like, we go back to Vince. Like, I think Vince is a little bit of a gamer. Like Tasha said here in the chat, she doesn't think that Kelly's really Vincent's true final two. I think maybe not. But why? But like, why are we telling someone that on day two?
I think in his mind, she actually is. She is his final two until she's not around.
Okay.
I think it's a tepid, not a I will give my game for you final two. It's a I'm happy you're my final two. I'm happy we could trust each other. But if you suggest that you could go up and I could keep my hands nice and clean and not, I will do it. So like, it's not a final two like Rachel and Brendan were a final two. It's a final
two for other reasons.
Until I don't need you.
Right. It's not. It wasn't as locked in. I'm not gonna like right now. Rachel and Amy, as far as Rachel's concerned, are the final two.
Yes.
As far
I
as
think
Rachel's
so for Amy too.
We'll see. We'll get to that. We'll talk about it in spoilers. Maybe not.
Maybe.
I don't really know. It's.
Well,
I think that it wasn't.
Aside, I don't think Amy survives in this game without Rachel.
Correct.
I don't think she's game enough. So whether she wants it or not, she needs Rachel.
Yeah, I believe that. The rest of it, once Vince puts up Kelly, he then tells everyone he wants Kelly to stay, but don't make him look like an idiot. Why are you putting up someone that's not expendable? Like,
yeah, like he was already thinking about putting up Adrian because he wasn't really working with Adrian. Why not just put up Adrian?
Yeah.
You know, there was a time where winning the first HOH was really, really bad in Big Brother because what it meant was you got blood on your hands. Then there was a time when winning the first HOH was like
great.
It was great. You don't know anybody. It's fine.
Hold on. I'm gonna pause you real quick because I'm gonna let you finish your thought. But it was great because not only do you not know anyone, you could use this time to create the structure of the house.
Now I actually think with the blockbuster twist or whatever the hell it's called now, it is actually a lot more dangerous because you are potentially putting 4 humans on the block. 4 out of a house of 16, 17 is significant. It's a quarter of the house. And so it actually does complicate things. And so I think that's what happened this week with him, he became a lot more comfortable actually putting up Kelly because it is less blood on his hands. And even if she doesn't go home, maybe there's someone else around that could be his final two or that he could work with.
Okay, so here's my pushback on that. I think that with the blockbuster, winning the first HOH is even better because there's more people that you have to put at risk. So if I'm making relationships and alliances here, I can use the fact that that there's even more people I have to put up and I'm still not putting you up. Like I would utilize that to say, what are we doing? Who should we put up?
But you are still putting up 3 out of 4 people that are going to go home potentially. 3 out of 4 people. And if they win the next HOH, you are up.
You're in trouble. You're not out. You're in trouble for sure. I mean, okay, let's think back, right? Daniel Durston, piece of garbage. He was first HOH. The way he uses HOH, terrible. But he's also a piece of garbage. Last season, we had... Who was the first HOH in 26? Angela, right? Angela had an alliance brought to her that she could have utilized. She didn't believe it. She said it was bad. It was bad dinner theater, basically. And then she called Matt Googly Eyes and went off the rails, right? But she had an alliance created and brought to her for her to utilize, even with the blockbuster twist.
So let me just add one more caveat to my point. I think that I like the fact that Big Brother has sort of moved away from the strongman competitions. So strongman wins to the point that anybody could win. Yes, and so what that does is that it makes the HOH not have the ability to not put blood on his or her hands, and also get away scot-free. Because it used to be you would put the weaklings, and that's okay. They wouldn't do anything bad to you because the weaklings wouldn't win the HOH next week and the week after that. Now the fact that anybody could actually win equals me winning HOH first, second, third is really dangerous.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Because they're not just coming after the weaklings, like you said. Yeah, the ones that they can perceive weak. Like the reason that they're cool with Amy being up, or they wanted to put Amy up, is because they feel like she can't win a competition. Yeah. The funny thing is, like you just said, Sheldon, is that everything has caught up to like anyone can win, but the gameplay and the thought process of the players have not caught up.
Exactly.
So like Amy can win any competition. We're going to talk about it in a little bit more in detail, but the competition for the HOH this time was feel through the dark, find a key foam thing, and pop it in there. That's an anybody competition, except for Ava. So that's an anybody competition that anyone can win. So when you're saying that, it's not the slam dunk need the big strong guys anymore. But I say the cast hasn't caught up because, well, we'll talk about why the cast hasn't caught up in a minute. The last person I was going to say in the HOH situation was Riley. She had a pretty successful first HOH. The unsuccessful part was that Jared is Cerie's son, and not because he had like any kind of like, we know Jared was a terrible player, but it was the fact that Cirie was on the outs, and Jared was able to relay that information to his mother about Riley's plan. But she had put together an alliance. She had a strong first HOH. She had Corey like pleading for his life and giving great reasons why to put other people up. It was a very successful first HOH. So even in the era of the blockbuster, I think that winning the first HOH is still strong if wielded correctly. And I think Vince deciding to cower as opposed to play strongly. If I'm him, I bring in a Zach. If I want to work with Kelly, I bring in a Kelly. I bring in Rachel. I bring in the people that are safe and say, you guys are already safe. I want to work with these other two people. We're safe. Who should we put up? Who do we want to vote out?
And it's funny because I talked about it last week, but Jimmy was essentially Shadow HOH. Because he was the only one who had any real input with Vince, and Vince could have used that power to build deeper connections. And I felt like he was just focused on like, I'm going to get my shit in, and I'm going to slink back into the shadows.
And he said, I'm a bitch out, right? So all week it became like, who's going to go home? And that's one thing I do like about the blockbuster competition, because it was like, okay, if it's Amy versus Zay in the end, where are the votes? If it's Zay versus Kelly in the end, where are the votes? If it's Kelly versus Amy in the end, Kelly's going home. Like, that's how it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't even worth the votes. Kelly's going home. But they didn't really put too much stock in the Zay versus Kelly of it all because they thought Amy couldn't win anyway. And I mean, she didn't win, but we watched the competition and they thought it was a slam dunk for Zay. Zay was out of his depth, which leads us to our number 2 thing this week. Bye Zay, right? Because Zay had openly stated that he was coming after anyone that voted against him. He also said that the guys were going to be safe. He was going to figure out this girl situation.
Yep.
There's more women voting than men. Why are you saying things like that out loud? Even if it's the guys plus Kelly, it's still Kelly's on the block right now. Vince is HOH.
Well, here's the math. It's the guys plus Kelly, but Vince only votes in the event of a tie. Okay. So you're now down. Oh, and you're sitting on the block, so it's now 6 on 8.
Let's not start there.
And Jimmy's not part of the guys.
Well, let's not even start there. This season, because of Rachel, there's already one more woman.
Yes, exactly.
We're already down the numbers from the jump. We are looking at a 9 to 8. You're on the block with a woman, so now it's 7 to 8. Vince can't vote for 6 to 8. Why are you saying that you're coming after the women? It doesn't make sense. Kelly says, I'm a swap over. Sounds great. We got Jimmy. That's a swap for swap. We're looking at the same numbers.
Yep.
But see, this gets me back to my point. I don't want to call him an idiot, But this obviously, he's not a strategic mastermind. He didn't run the numbers before he opened his mouth. And the truth is, I wish there could have been a million arguments he could have come up with that would have been better than that. But it was an emotional reaction that he had. And I personally, I think a lot of people watch Big Brother to watch those crazy emotional reactions. I don't care. I don't want to see that. I want to see smart, strategic, intelligent gameplay. That's what I want. So bye-bye, Zay. I'm good with
And it's funny because Zay was my pick to get canceled this season, and he didn't get canceled, but his week of gameplay showed he was stupid enough to get canceled.
And then we see in the episode, he tells Rachel that he's going to vote out people that didn't vote to keep him if he became the HOH.
Yeah. In front of her, to her face.
Yeah, why would you tell not only just anyone in the house, but a former winner and a person who several people in this house idolize that you're targeting her?
You know what, though? I'm going to pause you there. I don't think enough people idolize her. I don't think they have the right Rachel cast. They should have brought Tucker back only because all these people love Tucker. They all love Tucker. Like, that's the only reason.
And the fact they love Tucker tells me that they are show-only watchers, if they watched it all.
Show-only. Watched last season, watched in Sequester.
But are you suggesting, Kevin, that Big Brother might be playing with us so that Rachel sticks around the game a lot longer because having a super fan is much better for them? Is that what you're suggesting?
No. I think Rachel's not long for this world at all.
Oh, I disagree.
The reason I say that is because there's not enough Rachel super fans in there, and that's what you need. That's what you need.
From watching the feeds, the only people I haven't seen say that they would cut Rachel at one point or another is Amy.
Nope, I saw her say that yesterday. So
but we saw Rachel's work in action, basically trying to figure out, right? And so to me, I think that they are not gamers enough to realize that they should get rid of her. In fact, quite opposite. I think they are so not gamers that they are going to be convinced by Rachel every time she puts up a fight and starts doing the Rachel, which is why I actually do think she'll be around for quite a while. I wouldn't be shocked if she wins. Honestly,
she's not going to win.
I would not be shocked if she wins. I think that they are going to be too afraid to go against her or try to go.
The reason she can't win is because Dan didn't win, right? Even she has to sit next to a new person even in the end, and they'll just vote for the new person because they feel like Rachel already had her day in the sun.
But that is what she's campaigning on, is she's saying, you should take me to final two. I've already won, so everyone will vote for you.
I don't know. I think that after 3 months in a house of playing a game, isn't there a way for her to make an argument that says, I worked with you for 3 months. You might not think I deserve to win, but I deserve to win because of this, this, and this.
Sean, did you watch Big Brother 14?
I've watched every Big Brother.
Did Dan win that season?
No, he did not win that season.
No, but should he have won?
I'm not upset that Ian won.
Dan should have won that season.
I think he beat Ian.
Okay, but this isn't Big Brother 14. This is Big Brother 27. This is 10 years later, however many years later.
13 years later.
And maybe the fact that these guys aren't really gamers and don't know what they're doing suggests that Rachel could actually... I'll be honest, I was watching Rachel this week in the look on her face and what she was doing. I was scared of her. And I was like, I don't remember this Rachel. And she's been so much more tame and composed than the Rachel I remember. And I was like, I'm scared of her. I think I would keep her in the house.
She has 2 kids and 15 years later.
I know, and I kind of like this Rachel.
Well, because she can't have crazy club girl reactions anymore. Now she has the mom, she has the mom stare down.
Well, it's not even that she can't. She doesn't because that's not who she is at all.
Yeah.
Her and Brendan live in Alabama. They have 2 kids. They have
people don't go to the club in Alabama.
Not when you're 40. Not when you're 40. Like that's what it. It's not even that they don't go to the club. She was 25 on the show. She's 40 now.
Yeah.
And so,
but I think my point is, on a personal level, I really didn't like Rachel watching her 15 years ago. I'm kind of liking it now.
I've loved Rachel lately. Which is why it gets going back to Zay. Zay going to her and telling her, I'm going to vote out anyone that votes against me. And she says, so you're going to vote me out? No, you're a part of a group of people, a pool of people I would choose from. Well, then game on, Zay. Game on. That was a great confrontation. But Zay thought he had the votes. But what he, like, if he's talking about getting rid of the girls, Morgan and Mickey were like, why are we keeping Zay? He thought Rachel was the biggest problem. Morgan and Mickey clocked it way early. And they're like, we would never, if he's on the block, and we can send him home, we're going to get rid of him.
Yeah. I also say, like, the Vince and Jimmy sort of perspective on, there's these muscle boys, we have to get rid of them. Again, like, we are in a different world of Big Brother. Muscle boys don't necessarily win every competition anymore. So, in fact, like, if people still have that perspective, you actually want them as a meat shield that doesn't win. That's the best type of shield.
Yeah. I mean, it's there. Last season really looked at how competitions went because Jag comping out in the end. I think they were like, we can't really have this happen again. So they started looking at competitions last season. They were way more equitable. Yeah. Though Mackenzie won a bunch of them, they were like a lot of dexterity things and a lot of different type of comps that she had to win.
Here's the thing. Like, I could win these competitions. Like, I can't win the balance beam shit that they would have every other week. I can't do that. But I could look at words and letters on a wall and come up with an answer and win. Like, that's great. Give me more. And I actually find them more fun to watch as a fan because it's actually a game. I don't care if they cross the beam. I'm actually trying to figure out the puzzle myself.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with, like, you having a few physical comps here or there, but they can't all be physical comps. Because I think that's part of the reason why we talk about the Jag season so poorly, besides the fact that he got voted out and then got back in, is because everything was a physical comp, him and Matt just steamrolled everyone at the end.
Well, it was that part as well as the fact that Jag was not playing good strategically. But he didn't have to because the comps were fine enough for him to muscle them through against a 70-year-old Felicia and a 60-year-old Cirie.
Might I suggest that I'm actually disappointed that Felicia's not in the house this year? I adore Felicia. I think she was such, and I have to say that I thought that one of the things Big Brother learned from that season was that the average age could be higher and it will still be a hoot. They haven't learned that lesson yet.
But young people are hot, and
I don't care if they're hot. I don't need to look at them in their bikini. I'd rather laugh. I could go to the beach to look at people in bikinis.
But Sheldon, we're also older, right? So, like, if you're trying to pull in the young demographic,
what'd you call me?
You're older. We're the same age. Like, we're literally 2 days apart.
You're a day old. 2 days older.
I'm 2 days older. You're right. You're right. So it's they're the younger demographic. I mean, you're bringing in attractive co-eds essentially, and they don't need to know how to play the game. They can.
You think a 22-year-old? You think a 22-year-old is watching Big Brother? I think families are watching Big Brother. Families want their grandmother.
No, I don't think so. I think that they want them. This is something that's new. The hard part, okay. So the Late Show got canceled, right? The thing is, TV has changed.
Yes.
And so getting people to watch, you need things that are clippable. And
Felicia is extremely clippable.
No.
She's hilarious. That's a gift that can go on for ages.
Yeah, but they're not trying to get people like you who would like it.
Right. The target demo is still 18 to 34 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So if you have an attractive Zach on there who played Major League Baseball, have him with his shirt off. You have Morgan on the show. You have Catherine on the show. You have Riley for the ladies that like the cowboy type guy. Beast
By the
Mode
way,
Cowboy Lights.
I have to admit, you said Catherine. I had to look at my other who the heck she is.
I get it. She's not really been on the show, but you have these other people. You have them so that they're clippable. You can put them on Twitter. You can put them on TikTok. You can see a clip of them doing a thing, saying a thing, wearing a bikini, having their shirt off. That's why they have them. That's how I've just figured it out.
Would Big Brother work in a winter climate? Because it works in Canada.
It didn't hear. BB9 during the writer's strike, terrible season, like one of the worst seasons ever. It didn't work in the winter
because there weren't enough bikinis. Like that's I don't know.
No, it doesn't work in the winter because they face stiffer competition. Like the thing about Big Brother that makes it work is that it's usually reruns and game shows in the summer in the US. So like it's a competition show that people could watch for the duration of the season because you see it get moved around at the end of every season because shows are coming back, football is back, no one is watching anymore.
Correct. And that's where they run into problems. And so that's why it wouldn't work in the winter. But that's why you have these players on that. So you have guys like Zay. Mind you, CJ, I said on the preview show that I hated Zay's face.
Wow.
So fun fact, my wife, when we were watching the Wednesday before he went home, she was like, man, he has a punchable face.
Because his face, I just didn't like what he looked like, Sheldon. I
that
saw
is
his
so
face.
rude.
Yeah, I don't care. Like,
You never wait, hold on, Sheldon. You've never just like there's a person in the world, celebrity, whatever, and you look at him and you're like, that's a face that I'd like to punch.
He's your president.
See?
Shouts. I get you. I get you on that.
For me, it's Dan Orlovsky.
Dan Orlovsky has a punchable face. For me, Joakim Noah, I hated his face. I just hate the dude's face. And then Zay, I saw Zay's face in the thing, and I was like, I don't like this dude. Now, dude probably a nice dude. Like, turns out he was a decent guy, very likable. We had Zach crying when Zay goes home. He said, that's my brother, yada, yada, yada. I knew the kid for a week. But I just saw his face, and I was like, I don't like his face. I don't like this dude here.
He seems like a good guy.
And it's not even like he's ugly.
Yeah.
You just don't like the face.
Just don't like his face. Just didn't like it. And so I'm like, cool.
Could you
have to see him
imagine
in something.
saying that about a woman? You can't say that shit. It's 2025.
I could for sure. If I saw a woman's face I didn't like, I'd be like, I don't like her face.
You can't say she has a punchable face.
Like, I'm not
you
gonna
can say you don't
no
like her
woman.
face.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna
This
tell you,
is
I don't
such
like
a
her
double
face.
standard.
No, I would say it about, and then what it is that like you just look at them and you're like, I don't like you. I don't know nothing about you. I know nothing. I want to make sure it's clear. I know nothing about you, but I also don't want to know anything about you. Joakim Noah for me was the longest. Joakim Noah was a basketball player, played for the Bulls, played at Florida. I just saw his face and his like thin like mustache, and I said, I don't like his face. I just don't like his face.
People like that, they're guilty until proven innocent in your mind. Like, you did nothing wrong, but I'm assuming that you're guilty until you prove otherwise.
That's exactly
But he wasn't that bad. Like, he seemed like a nice guy. I don't know.
But no, shut it. I want to make sure
He
this
was
is clear.
proven innocent to me.
My take was literally from the cast preview.
Okay.
I read a couple things, saw his face,
And you still feel this way.
I still don't like his face. I liked him as a player, as a person better. Like I liked his behavior. I liked him trying. I liked him campaigning. He campaigned a lot. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that a lot. Still don't like his face.
Okay,
Still
poor
don't
guy.
like his face.
He's going to be a model and get millions of dollars, but that's okay.
That's fine. Like, I'm not here to yuck your yum. You know what I'm saying? If you think he's a handsome guy, you want to put him on some ads. You want to put him on Jerkar Noir, like, you know, people to buy some cologne, whatever. Shouts to you, Zay. Congrats. Get that bread. I still don't like your face. Like, that didn't change nothing.
Whose face do you like?
Morgan's a lot.
Oh boy. I agree.
I like Morgan's face a lot. So when the votes came through, they thought for sure they had Will with them. They didn't, because he was a part of the Burger Boys, aka Five Guys. And
by the way, my favorite French fries are Five Guys French fries. That's it.
really,
I love those
funny.
fries.
okay.
I love them.
So, but Riley flipped over to the girls, and voted with them. Now on the feeds, Sheldon, Riley has a very big crush on Catherine.
Oh,
He told Catherine that you tell me what to do and I'll do whatever you want me to in this game.
wow, that's love.
I assumed he said that before the vote last week, because I looked at my wife and said, when he voted, I said, he's doing whatever she tells him to.
And that's exactly, and he said it exactly like that, by the way. He said, whatever you tell me to do in this game, I'm going to do. Because I want you to win this money.
Why?
He's in love. He's in love.
Have they kissed?
Catherine's not in love with him. So
She said he's cute. That's about it, though.
You know what? I don't like his face.
there you go. There you go. So he votes with the girls because he says, I'm not trying to be caught on the wrong side of this vote. He did the number. He ran the numbers. He said, I'm not about to be on the wrong side of this thing. And so Zay sees the door, right? No hug from Rachel. Rachel only hugs Amy. He goes around the room. Zach's crying, like big boohoo tears.
Yes.
You know,
Is he going to do that every week when somebody goes home, or is it just because
Nah, man. Zay was his brother.
10 days. They're friends for life. BFFs for life.
Yeah. Now, you could. I mean, I think Derek X still hangs out with Taylor, so maybe you could have that friendship for life. But I think the season 23 is a different breed. Those people still all hang out together. We had BB 23 and a half, 23 and 3/4. Todrick House kept that going. Like,
Yep.
I don't. It was a different breed. But Zay's out the door. Sheldon, 17th house guest, place number 17. What are your final thoughts on Zay?
Yeah. Bye. Good luck, sir.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
CJ? Yeah? Okay, cool.
Aye.
I mean, there wasn't really much to it, right? So after that, Zay's gone. We then get the HOH competition. Well, we get the mastermind, right? I thought they would have Amy do more accomplished stuff. I don't think so.
I love that shit. Give me more of that. And let
Yeah.
other people do weird shit. Like, I love that. That's so fun.
Yeah.
I don't need this scary guy coming in and going through the wall. No.
Have
Yeah,
her
like-
get a message from the mastermind in the diary room, right? That she needs to do this. Give her put some money in her pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Give her $5,000. Tell her we need you to do this. You'll get $5,000.
I love that. It's so much
If you
fun.
don't do it, you might go home. That'll make her do it for real.
I
Give her
like it
$5,000.
more
She'll do
so. I like it. I love the idea of her keeping secrets from Rachel. There's something about that for me that is really intriguing.
That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
But instead, in the middle of the night, we get the mastermind coming in. Really, everybody was probably outside. They locked them outside, and the mastermind came in.
Oh, I assume they recorded that before the season.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right. They did that preseason. He comes in.
No, they
boom,
had
boom.
one shot where the bed was messy, just as it was in the shot. So I think
That's
they
true.
recorded it at the same time.
That's true. That's true. And the safe was open. So they all go in there. Turns out this mastermind stolen some powers, stolen some things. And then we're doing the darkroom challenge, which is great. Because once again, like Sheldon said a minute ago, all the comps are pretty comparable. Everybody can win except for Ava, because Ava's petrified of the dark. They go into the dark room underneath the house. They start the competition. It's some sewer shit. I don't know. I don't know what the theme is, but really what it is, they gotta walk around. There's some things on like some barrels that have some that you feel, and you gotta find the corresponding pieces that fit in the puzzles. There's 3 powers and an HOH key. First, we're gonna talk about the HOH key. No, first we're gonna talk about Ava. Someone screamed. Ava got scared. Ava sat down. All right, now we're talking about it. we're going to talk about the HOH because I loved this competition. There's 15 bodies rummaging around
Yep.
looking for a foam thing. I feel like it was probably foam. It seemed like they're all foam.
Yes.
One of them is a key. And so you fill out the outline, you know it's a key, then you start looking. And turns out there's pieces that are keys that are like all different sizes and everything. I loved this competition.
I loved when some of them were just carrying around like giant rocks. Weren't shaped like anything. It was just a rock that they were carrying around. And I'm like, did you not like how did you not pull a Jimmy and feel around to at least see what they felt like? Not necessarily hunt for the key, but just what do the things feel like that I have to place?
I don't want Jimmy feeling around anything. But this was one of the competitions where I watched and I'm like, I wish I could do this. This seems like a fun Saturday night activity with friends. I want to do this.
And like a dark room, and so you're going through, and
in Toronto, in some communities, the dark room means something very different, Kevin. But you do you.
Oh, tell us about this Toronto.
I cannot tell you about that on family TV.
Okay. So Jimmy finds the key, gives it a push, and Jimmy is our new HOH. Before we talk about that, I want to say hi to Paula in the chat. What's going on, Paula? Good to see you. We're just talking to Big Brother. So Jimmy's HOH. Woo! Everybody excited? How we feeling?
So I felt like when I did the preview episode, I talked about how Jimmy was one of my favorites to win because I felt like he's a super fan and he'll know what to do. And I also talked about how I thought Adrian was going to go home for playing too hard, too fast. And after watching the first 2 weeks, I feel like their roles are actually flipped, where Adrian's just trying to chill in the background. Unfortunately, nobody's really working with him, but he's at least like playing that quiet game, trying to, not make any waves. And Jimmy's just talking to everyone and pissing everyone off, but they're not ready to do anything about it yet because he's just like bullying people into giving him information. Like there were 3 mystery powers and he's going around essentially telling people, if you don't admit that you have it, I'm going to put you on the block. And then if he believes them, then he won't put them up. But if he doesn't believe them, then he will. Like, come on.
We're gonna talk about the powers in a minute. But
have you ever been with people and there's this one guy or gal, and you go camping, you wake up in the morning. When you wake up in the morning after camping, you know what you want to do? You want to have a cup of coffee, sit down, breathe in the beautiful dew. But then there's this one person that's running around from tent to tent, looking around. Hey, you up? Hey, you up? What's going on? What's going on? And they run to the lake. They do a dip. They come on back. Oh, the water's great. That's fucking Jimmy. Slow down, Energizer Bunny. Relax. Take a breath. You don't need to be with everybody everywhere all at once. Start playing this game in week 6. Relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was before Jimmy was HOH.
Right.
Now Jimmy has power, right? Jimmy, in fact, we're not going to talk about the powers too deeply yet because I want to talk about Jimmy some more. Jimmy sets himself up next to the last power up just so he knows who put it in there. Smart,
right?
But a lot. Smart, but a lot.
No, smart. I like it as a week 9 move, not a week 2 move.
Yeah, no, like somebody doing that, if I'm Kelly, I'm making a big deal out of it the same way we talked about Ashley Shower.
By the way, hot off the press, Ashley Shower was probably like 15 minutes.
Yeah. It was all bullshit. It was such bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The poor girl took a shower. Leave her alone. Probably spent the rest of the time talking with him anyways. Like, I don't, it was ridiculous.
Well, they kept saying she was up there in the shower for 2 hours.
She was probably in the shower for 15 minutes and talked to him for an hour.
Yeah.
It's Jimmy as an HOH is going to be it's going to be chaotic. He's not going to listen to anyone. Mm-hmm. He thinks he knows what he wants to do from the jump. We hear him say, as you said a minute ago, I'm going to ask you if you have a power. If you lie to me, I'm going to put you up. If you tell me the truth, I'm going to try to flush the power anyway. so I'm going to put you up. So Jimmy as an HOH is not going to listen to his allies. I think he's going to end up losing allies along the way. I think it's going to be a rough go.
But do you think he realizes that? Is he there for TV for a short time and not a long time? Like, is that
No.
like, he
He's
really
trying to win.
believes that what he's doing is brilliant, mastermind? Because
Yeah.
he doesn't have any self-awareness, this dude.
Nope.
No. I think that's just it. And he's a little overbearing, and I don't think he realizes that he is, because I think he thinks he's just in charge.
Well, that bubble will be popped by Rachel Riley.
Tasha, Paula, what do you guys think of Jimmy's HOH? Let us know in the chat, because I think that is going to be a bit of a chaotic HOH, because as we're seeing him try to be the shadow HOH
For Vince.
under Vince, we then see him actually get power to become the HOH. Now, I think Vince has ended up, in the end, having done the right thing, because he's now going to probably be okay. You know that most of the girls are going to be okay, because they voted with him and he was along with them. If you're the Alpha Bros, you would think that they would be in trouble. Keanu's definitely in trouble, undoubtedly, because him and Jimmy just had a tiff. Tasha says that she thinks his HOH is not great, but it is entertaining. And that is something that we are definitely getting with a Jimmy HOH.
Yep.
It's two rough HOHs in a row. I wonder if this has to do with the BB Blockbuster. Because, Sheldon, you know the Blockbuster is no longer a twist. It is now a game mechanic.
Yeah. So if that's the case, why would they call it the Blockbuster and not and actually give it a name for the ever? I don't get that.
I think the Blockbuster is the name forever.
But that
Yes.
but the block. Oh, okay. But that
Power of
means
Veto, the Blockbuster. You
the
have the HOH
Blockbuster
competition.
makes sense to me because it's the theater, the Royale, the whatever sort of a thing. But
The
okay.
Blockbuster makes sense to me because you're busting yourself off the block.
Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't think about that. Okay, cool. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think the BB Blockbuster is they said that's the permanent game mechanic is what they said at the beginning. So
Yes.
they said we're going to make it a permanent part of the game. So I think that's a new game mechanic. I think for the second time, a twist was so revolutionary that they made it a part of the game. The first time being the Power of Veto itself. Season 2 they didn't have a veto. They invented the veto after, and it revolutionized the game. So I think the Blockbuster has revolutionized the game too, AI Arena. So this is the era. Now, just like any good game, I think figuring out how to play the game with the new mechanic, when they added the 3-point shot, right? It wasn't until, 30 years later, CJ? 40 years later?
Yeah, like the 3-point shot, it all comes down to statistics, and I'm going to use the statistics argument here for Big Brother as well. When they finally realized that if you take corner 3-point shots, it's a shorter shot than a long 2-point shot. So let's all stand in the corner and shoot threes, and then we'll get more points, and then we'll win more games. And then everyone started doing it. And I think the Blockbuster here is, I think they heard the fan feedback last year, which was like, oh, this is really cool because it adds intrigue going into, anyone who watches the feeds, you don't really need to watch Eviction Night because you generally know who's going home before they go in to vote, because it's like they've rallied all week. We know it's 5-2, whatever. Now there's the game of, well if so-and-so sits next to so-and-so.
Even worse, we know it's 5-2. We knew it was 5-2. Coming into Eviction Night is 7-0 because the two never got any of the 5, so they just came over as well.
Yeah. And now you play the numbers game of, if Amy is sitting next to Kelly or Zay, then she's safe. If Kelly is sitting next to Amy, she's going home. But if she's sitting next to Zay, we're pretty sure she's safe. And Zay is drawing dead. And there's that intrigue of, well, we may be thinking that, but what if one of them pisses them off like 2 hours before and then they just flip?
Or what if one of them lost the AI arena by like, or the blockbuster by like a couple seconds, and you realize this is our chance to take them out because this is an opportunity, a la Tucker, right?
Yeah.
Like it's.
So one of the things I don't actually like is the reveal of how to the rest of the house who wins the blockbuster, them walking down the steps. I find that strange. I actually think that because of what you just said, Kevin, they should all be watching the blockbuster.
Ooh.
It shouldn't be like they should watch it. They should see it. Maybe they cheer them on. Maybe some people give them tips from afar. I don't freaking know. But I do not understand this. This is a weird thing that happens alone without everybody else. Nobody actually sees what happens in that room. And this weird sort of procession down those stairs where they have to pretend like nobody won. And then like it's weird.
Yeah, because I forgot they weren't
watching.
watching
it. Yeah, I think watching is probably a good idea.
Yeah, they should know, because like Sheldon said, if you added in them cheering and whatnot, it would actually make for great television.
Yes.
People would be openly rooting for allies, which could expose alliances.
Yes.
Like,
I think actually no, as we said out loud, I actually prefer they don't watch, because if you're watching as the competition is happening, someone that's smart like Rachel is already formulating arguments because Amy's losing badly. And Amy looks lost in there, so I know that Amy's not going to win. Let me start working on this argument, right? Whereas when they come down the stairs, you have that 3 minutes to scramble.
Yeah, I'd rather have good arguments than not good arguments, to be honest.
Really?
So, because I don't think the scramble is good as like a tribal scramble during Survivor, which is only a recent thing. Like,
you don't think that's good?
I don't think it's as good because
at a live tribal.
Nah, I don't think it's good. Like, and the thing about the live tribals are those are edited, so we know it's way more chaotic than we're ever seeing. Versus in Big Brother, and this might just be because there's so many people in the house while this is happening, but you only see a few people like actually trying to rally votes.
So,
you don't see as many frantic conversations where everyone talks to everyone. And you have we're good, but you're only good if you actually trust the person who told you you're good.
Correct.
I have to disagree. And the reason I have to disagree is purely on one piece of evidence alone. The Tucker boot, right? Chelsea and T-Core laid that groundwork a little early, just a little groundwork early. And then the moment Tucker lost, it was like, it's go time. Like, hey guys, this is what we're doing. Like, the maybe scenario is now, because they don't want to talk about it too much. So being able to see that on the Sunday episode, how the conversations actually went when they kicked Tucker out the room, and they had Tucker and Angela standing outside the room, and Tucker tried to come in there, as they like were telling Rabina and them that we're doing this. Like, that was fantastic.
But that's one out of now.
Yeah.
Not 8 arenas that we've seen.
Yeah.
7 or 8 arenas. I feel like, yeah, we could still get that editing with them laying the groundwork after watching it. And if it doesn't happen, which is what's happening now, we still have the same show.
It's interesting because you're actually making an argument to me of Survivor editing more than this editing, where they actually have time to tell a story, where they actually have time to see how the season progresses. Like, one of the difficulties with editing is that they have a day or two to make a show. Like, and so it is actually impossible for them to create any show that's a great story that leads us to where the ending of the game ends up being, right? It's really quite hard. And to me, that's, I think, why they actually have always spent more time on competitions, because that's something that there's a formula there. There's 20 minutes of the show on a competition. I don't have to worry about bringing scenes and shit together.
Yeah.
Like, it's very hard. producing the show is really hard.
Yes.
Editing the show is really, really, really hard. And
It's live. It's happening right now.
When you guys say, "Oh, there's so much going on in the house, but we don't see any of it," well, yeah, I get it. It's hard.
It's hard.
And to your point, Sheldon, that editing argument was never clearer than Paloma's mental spiral, where she turned the house against Taylor, and you could tell they were editing her to be a very big part of the season, and then she was just gone.
Yeah.
She was having, and that was the hard part, right? Is that she was having a mental break, and they didn't realize she was having a mental break until after the first 2 episodes. They had edited Paloma as a new hero and Taylor as the villain, and then they were like, "Oh no, this was a mental breakdown. Our bad. How do we fix this?"
Yes.
Give Taylor the win. That's
Yeah.
Taylor had to get the win on her own, but yes. But that's how it leads to the last thing. As we said, Jimmy was sitting next to one of the beams, one of the cans that got risen into the sky when Kelly put the thing in there. Let's talk about these powers, baby. We got power. We got immunity idols. We got knowledge is power. We've got the BB blockbuster. We have a coup d'etat. We have so many things. It's Survivor up in here. You know what I'm saying? We have so many powers. We have Keanu getting the mystery partner power, so he has the second person playing in the veto for him, a former winner. The spoilers will tell you who that was. We have.
Hold on. It's not a former winner until he uses it and we find out who it is. It's just a former player.
A former player.
By the way, it could have been Felicia.
I mean, technically, Felicia has won more comps than him, or the same amount of comps as him.
Same amount of comps. So it's going to be a former player. We have Kelly winning the Leah's power to be able to play the janky veto. And then we have finally Mickey winning basically a coup d'etat, but one that can be sussed out by the right person. I thought these were some decent powers. I like that they're all good till jury. I think there should be more advantages in Big Brother.
I agree. I especially like that last one of the coup d'etat with the twist of if you're caught, you're fucked. I think it just adds so much more fun to the game, and it's so much more interesting. Great job, Big Brother.
I'm surprised that we didn't get a diamond veto.
Yeah.
Remind me, diamond veto does what?
Save 2 people, I believe.
I thought it was the one where you save yourself and name your replacement.
Oh, that's cool.
They had so many special vetoes, and each of the special vetoes had special powers that who knows.
No, the diamond power veto is an extra secret veto that can remove a house guest after the normal veto ceremony is completed.
Ah, okay.
They've had a lot of different vetoes.
Yeah.
There was one you could do 2 people. There's just so many vetoes. But we get these 3 vetoes, or these 3 powers. Mickey, Zach, very astute, right? He's like, Keanu has the power because he put something down, they came and got me and led me away.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, that's astute. He got Mickey's. Unfortunately, he got Mickey's because Mickey's like, I bumped into Mickey, and then the thing went up, and they said someone's got a power. So I'm pretty sure it was Mickey. And like Sasha said, everyone's already on to Mickey. Not everyone, but Zach is, and she tells Morgan. I didn't hate the fact that she told Morgan because I feel like with having to keep it a secret, telling your number 1 ally does make sense because then maybe your ally could try to throw them off and say it was them. I think what needs to happen is that if Morgan tells Mickey, which she should, that Zach is pretty much on to her, I think Mickey needs to tell the other girls, and then when she uses it, especially if it's on the guy's HOH, you need to have some, I think it was like V for Vendetta type stuff, where everyone just goes in there and says, I have the power.
Oh,
no,
I am Spartacus.
I have the power. I have the power. No, I just have 6 people tell the person, yeah, it's me, and then Mickey be one of them. I have the
Yep.
I have the power. What do you think?
Yeah. It's a good way to do it, but it would only work if all the women are on the same page.
Right. What do you think, Sheldon? Well, all the women minus Kelly.
Minus Kelly.
I don't know. I think it makes a lot of sense, to be honest.
Thank you. I mean, because I feel like if Zach knows, but if everyone's saying it's me, when you interrogate Zach, and you're like, I think it's Mickey, but I'm not sure. Whatever. The veto person will be like, well, Rachel said it was her, and Mickey said it was her, and Morgan said it was her.
No, so I'll do you one better. You have Morgan go to all of the girls, including Kelly, and say, hey, so I have this power, but I'm trying to protect myself, so I need you to tell him you have the power, and I'm telling all of the women to say this so that
Yeah,
he
Morgan
doesn't
say
know
it.
which one of us. And then when Kelly rats it out, he automatically picks the wrong person because Kelly said, well, Morgan said do this.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
pick Morgan, and Morgan's not the one with the power.
Right. And then Mickey puts up Kelly along with two of the guys.
Yes. That's what you do.
That's what you got. You got to do something like that, because if Zach's onto it and Zach's telling other people, you got to be able to try to like deflect. You got to try to deflect somehow, and Morgan's gonna have to. It's gonna be crucial in getting this done.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna talk too much about the powers. I feel like as we see them come along, we'll be able to talk about.
I want to
them
hear
more.
spoilers.
Okay, so we're gonna get there, Sean. Before we do, relax. Before we do, Jimmy's HOH. He puts up Adrian, Keanu, and Kelly because he thinks they have powers, and he's right, as we know, we saw in the episode. So they both use their powers pretty immediately because they're gonna have to, because they're on the block. Like that's a great way to suss them out. Before we talk about spoilers, Sheldon, let me get your rankings. I need to know who you think are the 3 best chances to win this game.
Top 3?
Yeah.
Ask CJ first.
CJ.
Top 3 right now, I think, are Ashley.
Okay.
I think Lauren,
Okay.
and maybe Rachel. I don't like.
Okay.
I think a lot of the men are just running around like idiots right now, or they don't know what they're doing.
Tasha in
My-
the chat, Paul in the chat, let us know who you think has the top 3 best chances to win. Sheldon, let's hear yours.
My top 3 are Rachel, Morgan, Adrian.
Okay.
How about you, Kev?
That is very bold to have someone that's on the block actively as the top 3 chances to win the game.
Yep.
For me, it is Morgan, Zach, and oddly, I'm about to say this, Ava.
Huh.
The
Why?
3 of them are not really shown on TV, but because they're doing stuff, like Zach's shown a bunch, but they're doing stuff like in the background. Tasha thinks Rachel, Mickey, and Ava.
Ava again.
Everyone seems to like Ava, and Ava's like seems to have like decent reads. And she's like, not doing that, not going in there. This seems dumb. What are y'all doing? Like,
It's funny because she very clearly has never watched the show. So it's like somebody who's watching the show at home, but living in the house making those comments.
yeah, and they do dumb stuff. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why would you say that? Stuff like that. So that's why I have Ava on the list. I think Morgan's pretty well positioned, and I think Zach's pretty well positioned. That's where I think it is in terms of rankings. As we get down, when we get down to about 10, that's when we're gonna start doing a full rankings of who could win. Right now we're just doing top 3. 16 people is hard for me to tell you who's 16th place to win the game too.
Okay,
first.
I have another question for you two. If you could go into the house right now, knowing what you know,
Yeah.
who would you try to make a final two with?
Zach. Do I know everything?
You know everything you know. Who
So
are you trying to make a final two
I
with?
know Zach has a $10,000 veto.
Yeah.
So Zach.
Maybe
'Cause
Morgan.
Zach
Maybe
does-
maybe Morgan or Rachel.
The reason I say Zach is because I know Zach has a $10,000 veto. I'm gonna tell Zach I know you have a $10,000 veto. I'm not telling anyone you have a $10,000 veto. That's between you and me. But let's figure out how we can make sure that you could keep your $10,000. Jackie says Mickey, Zach, and Vince. Vince is a good one too. Vince is a good one too. He's pretty low key. He's been under the radar this week, so that's a good one right there.
Yep.
Yeah, Zach, I'm telling him, like, man, I know you got a 10K veto, so let's keep your money and keep you off the block.
And Sheldon, you said Morgan?
Morgan or Rachel.
Morgan or Rachel? If I went in right now, I'd actually probably be trying to work with Lauren because I like the way that she thinks about the game. So we saw in the very first episode when Amy was the accomplice and they're trying to figure it out. And she said, well, if Rachel's in the game, it's probably a woman because there's something to the 8-8 split. And if she's thinking about the game that way, I want to work with her.
Yeah, that's smart. Lauren's kind of quiet, and so she's laying back. So let's see. I would want to see her come on a little bit later,
Yes.
but that's definitely where you're good. Where you're good. Some good. You're good. Your brain's at. Now, before we get into spoilers, thank you for joining us. If you're getting up out of here, because we're about to get into the spoiler section. If you're coming back, join us next week at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Me and CJ will be here. Sheldon, if he's around, he will. If he's not, he's not. That's perfectly fine. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe so that way you could catch us every week if you're leaving now, before the spoilers hit. If you're sticking around for the spoilers, hang tight. We're going to get to them in 30 seconds. Sheldon, do you have any other goodbyes you want to say to the people that are leaving right now?
Enjoy this season of Big Brother because it's always fun and it's only lasts for a few months. So let's love it.
Yeah, that is very, very true. Remember Jimmy's HOH? Remember who the people are on the block? We got 8 seconds because the spoilers are coming. There's some good spoilers here. Paula's got favorites. Let's hear them, Paula, while you say that, because we're getting into the spoiler section now. Guys,
Yes.
as we know, Keanu, Kelly, and Adrian's on the block.
Yes.
There was a veto competition.
Who won?
The veto winner was Casey Clark.
What?
You heard that
Sir.
correctly. Keanu used his power. Keanu used his power, and Casey was brought into the Big Brother house. And for the, I don't know, I think 6th or 7th time, Casey has won the power of veto. This time, though, she had to give it to Keanu. So Keanu is the power of veto winner. Now, the entire time, all weekend, Jimmy's master plan was to put up Amy. His plan has been to put up Amy
Why?
in the place because he feels like Amy owes him because he saved her last week. So now she won't be mad if he puts her up and he wants to send her home. Because Adrian, it's too early for Adrian to go home. He's a pawn. He doesn't want Adrian to go home. And Kelly's going to use her power, and if she uses her power, which just takes herself down, because she's doing the janky veto, he wants to put up Will. Yes, that's right. You heard this correctly. The two oldest people will be on the block next to each other, and Will and Amy.
With
if
the
Kelly-
youngest person sitting next to both of them?
Yeah, and he wants the youngest person to stay. So, hot off the presses, Sheldon, right before press time, right before we went on the air, Kelly did use her power, and she got to play the janky veto. She won it. And so Will is in fact the replacement nominee. So now we have Will, Amy, and Adrian on the block, with Jimmy wanting Amy to go home.
So Jimmy put up 5 people this week? 6 people?
Yeah.
5 people.
He has named more nominees, I think, than any other HOH in a single week ever.
That's a lie. Cody.
Oh, that's right.
Because he's saying, I want to make sure I said that because he's saying the same thing. And people are like, man, the most ever? That's a record. No, Cody did in BB19.
Yeah.
They expect Adrian to win the
Blockbuster.
the blockbuster when, like we just talked about, anyone can win it. They expect Adrian to win the blockbuster.
So Will
And,
goes.
well, Mickey and Morgan want Will to stay.
Why?
Because they like Will. They're working with Will. And that was all of 17 minutes ago. So this is like live and came across right now. They want him to stay. Rachel obviously wants Amy to stay. They're cool with an Adrian going home. Jimmy's not cool with an Adrian going home.
Yeah.
The boys are not cool with Adrian going home. But
But the
let's
girls
count
are.
the votes. Let's count
Yeah.
the votes. Rachel. So in an Adrian versus Amy, Rachel, Mickey,
Morgan.
Rachel, Mickey, Morgan, Ashley.
Ava.
Ava's really close to Adrian, so we'll save Adrian. We'll save Ava.
Lauren and Catherine.
Lauren and Catherine. That's 6 already.
So
Riley will do whatever Catherine tells him to do, maybe. So that's 7.
And it's 13 votes.
7 to 13 means Amy stays
yeah.
versus Adrian. Will versus Adrian, I think you get the same numbers. With Ava, I think choosing Will over
Adrian.
Adrian. Now, Will versus Amy is where things get a little dicey. The boys vote for Will.
Minus Riley.
Mine is probably Riley.
Yeah.
Ava votes for Will to stay, though, for sure.
Yeah, they're like road dogs in the house. It's interesting. They just chill and vibe.
Yeah. So that one's going to be this week. I think we're going to see that discussion happen a lot because that one's the one that's going to be a toss-up. And that's the one that they're going to be planning for because they think Adrian's a slam dunk to win because they don't think the old people could win anything, even though these comps are very even across the board.
Well, there hasn't
Yeah.
been a physical competition yet. So there is an argument to say at least one of these next competitions should be physical.
But I would assume it's an HOH or a veto.
I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't think we've had a physical
We haven't because
yeah.
the most physical one was running back and forth to get with the balls. Because they do all those competitions
Yeah.
in that little room.
And the puzzle pieces Tucker he had to run to get the puzzle pieces, which still isn't a lot. Yeah, like they do them usually as like word searches or scrambles or quick little puzzles because it's
'Cause it's gotta
live
be
TV.
quick.
You can't run the risk of it going an hour. It's live TV.
Yep. Yeah.
But
I
it
mean,
would
that's-
be interesting to see an endurance comp in one of those. Like just do a plank. Last one up wins.
Part of me wants to see an Amy versus Will endurance comp. Who could last more than a second? Just joking. Too far.
It's going to be a
So let me make a
Interest-
prediction.
yeah.
Amy's gonna win, and Adrian's going home.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm kind of hoping for that.
I think that's
And
kind of
Jimmy's
how it's
successful HOH will go up in flames.
gonna go. I think so too. Also, so here's another thing, right? Keanu hates Rachel
Why?
because
Yeah,
all the compilations he's seen, Rachel's a bad guy. Rachel tried with Keanu. because she liked Keanu like legitimately as like a person. But like literally, so when I said that him not liking her, apparently yesterday he told her he's always seen the compilations, and then he said, I saw that one dude yell at you, Reagan, and then I saw Hayden tell you, I want you to use, can you even make a sentence without using the word like? And that was pretty funny. And then Rachel stormed out. And he's like, what did I say? What did I say? And
Keanu is not long for this game.
No, he's not. He's not. And so
side note, when we found out like he was introduced as like the game-loving dungeon master who also happens to be a personal trainer, I didn't expect him to be so like abrasive and douchey.
Yeah. That was not expected, which is why I felt like I was led astray. I thought he like in his deep cuts. I thought he like was a fan. He's not. He's watching compilations, and he's made like Rachel feel bad. And even now, they were like, Keanu was like, how did Jimmy know about my power? Probably Rachel told him. Rachel's like, I had nothing to do with it. Morgan was talking to Rachel about 2 hours ago, and she's like, hey, so Jimmy is stirring all this shit up, but Keanu thinks you're the one stirring the pot. And then Rachel's like, I don't think that I can like even try to work with Keanu at this point, because anything bad, he thinks it's me. Every time, the amount of times that she leaves the room and she's like, I don't trust her, even though she's like literally telling him the God's honest truth. Wild. Zay was the one that said put up Keanu last week. He wouldn't verify with Vince, and then still trusted Zay over Rachel, even though Rachel told him the information. So that relationship's toast. Another feeds thing that Sheldon you love to hear. There's a love triangle going on.
Who? Tell me more.
Morgan likes Zach.
Morgan likes Zach. Yes.
Zach likes Lauren.
Zach likes Lauren.
Lauren's not that interested.
Lauren doesn't give a shit.
Well, I thought Lauren was going to be into Morgan.
No.
Yeah, that's a triangle.
Now, but here's the thing, though, is that Morgan, like, told Zach, hey, I'm kind of feeling you. And Zach's like, cool. Maybe, like, we can see what's good, but hold up. Let's see what happened. Keep it on the low. And then she's like, why am I keeping it on the low? Because you like Lauren? He's like, well, we'll see what's up first. And then the next day, Morgan was like, so what's up? He's like, ooh, back up, chill. Lauren's right over there. Like, don't come up to me. So then that made Morgan mad at him. She's like, I want Zach gone. Because she's like, fuck this dude. Because I get it. I'm not even mad about it. I understand. Like,
she's not wrong.
Right. Riley likes Catherine. Catherine's not that into it.
Yep.
Who likes Kelly?
Nobody, actually.
Nobody.
There's nobody in the house likes Kelly.
How about Will? Is there a thing with
Kelly?
Will?
You know who Kelly likes? Tucker. Kelly loves Tucker. Sheldon, I said to you last season
that
I hated Tucker, right?
Same.
The reason I hated Tucker was because I felt like he broke the game, or he was trying to break the game. And the game is, this season is proving to me that he did break the game. People like Zach, people like Kelly, they idolize Tucker, Keanu, they idolize the chaos, but there's no strategy behind it. It's just chaos. And like Kelly was like, bro, do you know why Hope comes in the house? I hope it's Tucker. Bro, how cool will it be if I beat Tucker in a competition? That's so cool. And then maybe we can be friends after. And Tucker is like, I love Kelly, literally on Twitter. I love Kelly. She's the best. It's
volunteering to go on the block week 1 so you can win the competition is a very Tucker move.
It's dumb.
It is dumb, but it's a very Tucker move.
But the thing though about Tucker is that he pulled through. Like, he had the goods to win shit.
How many people have won America's Favorite Player and go home before jury?
Probably very little, if any, if one.
Just him?
Probably.
It's crazy because like I don't think he was good for the game, and I didn't personally find him entertaining.
I loved it. I thought it was completely entertaining and fun. But let's just go back to this for a second. What do you think about Zay's face, Kevin?
I hate his face. I hate his face. I
just wanted to make sure we remind us of that.
So
Any other
far,
spoilers?
Those are the main spoilers for right now. Nothing else big has happened. Oh, Ashley and Amy think that they should cut Rachel because they think Rachel's going to cut them. She's not, but they think Rachel's going to cut them. There's no alliances. The alliances that have formed are already broken. Jimmy was at the center of a lot of them, but he listened to none of his allies, so they've all reformed other alliances without him.
Good for them.
And that's kind of the main thing right now. Keanu, he went to Keanu and Kelly and made them deals about putting up Amy and Will, and said, "Will you guys not come after me?" They said, "Yeah, they'll honor these deals," even though he had already put them on the block.
Yeah, why would they honor them?
And then all the allies were like, "Don't put up them. Put up Riley or put up Riley or Zach." And he's like, "No, it's too early. I'm not putting them up. I gotta put up one of these older people." And then the allies are like, "Why?" And he's like, "Be happy it's not you." And they're like, "What?" And then so like, yeah. So no, Jimmy's kind of toast. Jimmy's probably going up next week. Mickey and Morgan are trying to figure out how to get him up next week, even though they were his closest allies. Yeah. So that's what's been going on in the spoiler section. It's good.
It's a mess.
It's a mess.
It's a mess without any strategy. It's a mess.
And there's no one in charge that's able to pull them together. Rachel's like low-key tried to, but like on the low-key. But like a lot of them want Rachel gone because they think that Rachel's already won. And so they want everyone's plotting for Rachel to go.
But that's why I want her in the house as a player, because I want to get rid of her. I want to be the one that gets rid of her at 6.
They're all trying to get rid of her now. But they're also thinking juries. So a lot of them think that Rachel will be good for the jury, but they feel like if you take her too long, she might win or get to the end, which I don't think that's the case because
she can't win competitions like she used to, probably. Like I don't know.
She's 40, so probably not.
But then again, maybe she's good with letters.
She probably is. But she can't win back-to-back HOHs.
I must say, I have enjoyed watching her.
Yes, same.
More than I expected. I really, you know, I always think about this. What player would I love to go back on Survivor in 10, 15 years? And that's Michaela Bradshaw. Because I think that young Michaela Bradshaw would be a bit of a different player 15 plus years. And I'm getting the same vibe from Rachel. Like that,
she's gone on 15 years later,
Like it's so nice to see Mama Rachel and mature Rachel, successful Rachel, married Rachel. I'm happy to see it.
Who is one player that you're very disappointed in, CJ?
In this season, you mean?
Yeah.
This season, Jimmy.
Okay. Sheldon?
Yeah, Jimmy.
For me, it's Keanu, by far. I thought I had him with winner upside, like for real, and I feel like I'm dead wrong.
I had Jimmy with winner upside, and I feel like I'm dead wrong.
Yeah. I'm with CJ. I think that Jimmy's interesting. I will say, like you pointed it out, I might go long for Lauren because I think she might be doing this game right for now. Mm-hmm. Where she's laying low, she's not getting on anybody's nerves, nobody hates her. No, like I think that I assume part of the reason she and Zach, she's not bringing the Zach in is because she doesn't want to show like I think she's being really thoughtful and strategic about her game, and maybe she will turn it on at some point. The question is, will it be too late?
That's a good question, and that's where I'm at too. I think that's it for tonight. Thank y'all for joining us, Sheldon. Thank you for joining me and CJ this week. We love to have you back. Chat, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We'll be back next week at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern to recap the rest of Jimmy's HOH, tell you who the new HOH is, and talk about the spoilers. So, coming to you from outside of the Big Brother house, love one another. Good night. I like you did a gross sound.